Today we've got lots to talk about. Again, we've got another cruise port is saying that they no longer want cruise ships to call. I've got updates for you from the Regal Princess and the Sky Princess, some dry dock information for you on the Enchanted Princess, as well as another ship that I've been on in the last few months. And then we've got information from the Symphony of the Seas, another princess ship, as well as Holland America, an update there as well. So we have lots to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Let's start off talking about the cruise port that no longer wants cruise ships to call there anymore. The city of Monterey, California just this week voted to no longer provide landing services for incoming cruise ships. So it says that the cruise ships will be allowed to continue to drop anchor there if they want to, but they will have to hire staff at the port to process the passengers at the city's public dock. And so clearly this is always a tender port, and there have not been a lot of cruise ships call there, but starting in March, some of the cruise lines have some scheduled stops. And so in March, the cruise lines that have some stops, we've got the Discovery Princess is supposed to come on March 14th, and then there will be Celebrity Cruises, Royal Caribbean, Oceania, Holland America, Silver Sea, and Norwegian all have scheduled stops in Monterey this year. So it's going to be really interesting to see if those stops go ahead, if they really come to fruition, since the City Council voted this and they will not be providing as much support. I know that the April 8th sailing of the Discovery Princess is also supposed to stop there, and we've got Let's Go family members who will be on board. So I look forward to hearing whether or not they're able to stop. And as I read several articles about this going on. I know that there is a marine sanctuary right there, close to where it's Monterey, California, where that marine sanctuary is. And so it seems like that was part of the impetus to make the people that live there not want so many cruise ships to come, because they're worried about that sanctuary. So let me know what you think about in the comments below. I think Monterey, California, I can see why it would be a handy cruise stop there, but at the same time it's a really easy place to visit just driving along the coast there as well. So it's not hard to access otherwise. Now, the next update I want to let you know is we have Let's Go family members who are on the Regal Princess right now, and he was so kind to send me an email and let us know that they had to miss their stop in Princess K or Princess Key, however you pronounce that, due to high winds. The ship is full. There are 3,500 passengers on that ship, so 3,600 is complete full capacity there. I think 3,660, and so it is really full. He wanted everybody, this is a really good heads up. He said that they are keeping the ship very cold, 70 degrees or lower. So he says, if you're going to be going on the Regal Princess, bring a sweater with you, because it is really chilly on board in the indoor areas on the ship. And he said that today, Wednesday, they are stopping in St. Thomas, and so he's going to look for a sweatshirt to buy because it is that cold on board the ship. And so if any of you have a scheduled cruise, I know we've got one Let's Go family member that has one scheduled on the Regal, take a sweater or a sweatshirt, jacket, something with you, because it sounds like it's quite chilly. And the rest of you, can you report, are you also experiencing this on the cruise ships that you're sailing on, Princess or another line? I am always cold usually, and so I always take a sweater or a warm scarf with me. But that might be a good idea for lots of people if they're running things rather chilly. Last night I had the opportunity to talk to a Let's Go family member that just disembarked from the Sky Princess. She and her husband, they had a splendid cruise. Couldn't say enough good things about the Sky Princess. She said it was a full to capacity sailing, but she said it seemed like the crew managed it very well. And she talked about the food having such good options, lots of options in the buffet, and very tasty. They tasted really good. And then at the same time, though, the only two things that she would say a heads up on is, first of all, just be aware. I guess that where they would sit in the main dining room, it sounded like they sat in a couple of different places, and she commented a couple of times, you know how they'll have like the head waiter and then the assistant waiter assigned to the area, and then they both help you at the table. Well, apparently a few of them, the assistant waiters were still working on their English, and so to me, all that and to her, all it means is, like, if you say something and they don't seem to get it, try to think of a simpler way to say it if they're looking at you like, I don't know what you want. And so I appreciated her letting us know that, because you always want to be gracious to people, even if they don't understand you, and then do your best to try to help them out. So I thought that was a good thing to let everyone know. And then also she was saying that on their accounting, and I know accounting with onboard credit is so much a headache often, I think, but and then there's the thing of you have your refundable onboard credit and your non-refundable onboard credit, and she said that the system was not working right with applying your charges to your non-refundable first, and so just keep an eye on your onboard credit and how much you've spent, and make sure that they're applying what you spend to your non-refundable first. We've talked about that before, but I thought it was important to repeat it again since they had an issue with that this last week. So the next thing that is really cool to talk about is dry docks. And a Let's Go family member sent me a text a while ago asking me to tell you what goes on during a dry dock, and then I've got some information for you, so that kind of got me moving on it here today. So to start with, when a ship needs to go into dry dock, and usually from what I've read, Princess ships usually do it about every 3 years for sure, unless something goes wrong and they have to do it more often. And I think that probably other cruise lines ships, it sounds like, do it at least that often as well, because they put the cruise ship up, if I understand correctly, the ship is put into like this barge that's under the water, and then they pump the water out, and then you've got the cruise ship out of the water, so then they can do all of the maintenance to it. They can scrape the hull, H-U-L-L, to get any of the kind of barnacles or anything that stick to it. They can clean that off, they can paint it, they can repair anything, they can do they do just general maintenance and take care that that everything is going okay with the engines and the stabilizers and just everything else. Let's see. And the public areas are deep cleaned. They just really do everything to kind of spruce the ship up again and have her ready to go for a bunch more cruises. And the really interesting thing that I thought was cool with this is we have Let's Go family members who were just on the Enchanted Princess, and they found out that apparently the Enchanted Princess is supposed to go into dry dock on March 25th through April 15th of this year. And when they were on board, they heard from crew members that they are going to replace Gigi's on the Enchanted Princess with Alfredos. And you know what? I have not been on a princess ship yet that has Gigi's. I don't think. Yeah, because the Discovery has Alfredos, right? I hope so. Well, I ate at whatever it was that they have there. I think it's Alfredos on Discovery Princess. But I think, am I right thinking that the Sky Princess, I think, has Gigi's and the Enchanted, but I've heard it's very similar. So anyway, they're going to replace Gigi's with Alfredos. And one more thing about Alfredos, it is really good food. I really enjoy it. So anyway, and they're going to make that space on the ship larger, which is nice, because if you have not sailed on Princess before, Alfredos or Gigi's, whichever one is included, it doesn't cost extra, and so it's just another really nice venue to enjoy for your lunch or your dinner. Okay, and then they are also going to replace the Salty Dog. That's going to Gastropub. That's going to be replaced with something else, and that 360 dining experience that we've heard about a lot is also going to be added to the Enchanted Princess. So that to me is very exciting. I don't know that I'll ever get to do the 360, but everyone that has done it says it's just absolutely wonderful. They prepare the different dishes from a Mediterranean dining. They pair the wines with it. Someone's talking about it, and then you've got the 360. You're sitting in a circle, but then also like the behind you and all the way around is pictures are on the wall, video. I'm not explaining that very well. And then also right behind you, they have a projection going, so you get to just all of your senses there, you get to enjoy. So I thought that was kind of a fun update from the Enchanted Princess. And I just wanted to tell you another ship that is also going to have a dry dock, Explorer of the Seas, that Gordon and I were on in November. When we were on board, the captain announced, he just was telling everyone about how everything went on that ship during the pandemic, which was really very interesting. And I've got that video posted if you'd like to listen to that. I thought it was really interesting, everything that they did and everything that happened to that ship. But in addition, he said that on the next dry dock, which he said was coming right up, which would be this one, they were also going to add the water slide. Apparently they were going to add that during a dry dock during the pandemic, and since that had to be missed, this is when they're going to get their dry dock. And so she is over in Cadiz, I hope that's how you say it, Spain, and everything is underway, and she should be coming out of dry dock on March 12th, which reminds me to tell you this. This is important. So I know some people that were just on Norwegian, and so when you're on Norwegian, there are little buttons by the door, at least there was on the Encore and on the Breakaway, and if you want a do not disturb, you push the button and it makes like a red light above your cabin door come on, and they won't even knock on your door if that red light is on. The cabin's somebody that dropped by with water, long story there, but she says, oh, we don't even knock if that red light is on. And then if you want your cabin refreshed, you push that green button, and that means they're ready for you to do their cabin. Well, while we were on board the ship, we had pushed the, do our cabin, like just to let her know we weren't there when she hadn't been to do our cabin yet. Unfortunately, she never came while we were gone with that green light on, because come to find out, if you turn that green light on and your room has already been done and they come and refresh it again, they charge you the gratuities a second time that day. So be very cautious and just aware about that. If you want to pay for it and you want your room refreshed that second time, go for it. But just a heads up, they'll charge you for it. So the Let's Go family member that told me about it said that they went down and talked to him because they didn't know. That's why they were getting these extra charges. And they were kind enough to take them off, but they said, don't do that again unless you want to pay for it. So there's a heads up for you. So watch out for that. That's everything that I've got for you on those ships. And then finally, this kind of ties in, I guess, a little bit with the dry dock situation, but Holland America is having a little bit of trouble with one of their azopods. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because, a couple of reasons. First of all, they said that the trouble with the azopod is something that doesn't require a total dry dock, that they can fix it as they go. But it is going to slow things down for the sailing that they are on this week. And so instead of going to Bonaire, they are going to go to a port, Oranjestad, Aruba instead. And everyone who is on the ship is going to get a $50 onboard credit. So since they can't go where they were thinking that they were going to go. But also I wanted to let you know that they are, so that's on the New Amsterdam. And there is also another announcement out for the New Amsterdam, and I want to make sure everybody knows that, because on the May 7th, 2023 sailing of the New Amsterdam, which is a 14-day sailing to Alaska, they are going to make several changes, and they just said it's on the itinerary, but they said that it's just due to operational changes. They didn't cite a specific reason. And so I went ahead and looked at the itinerary for that sailing, because I know sometimes you can be booked on a cruise, but you miss emails. They don't get them to you, or they go to your spam and you don't even know you're supposed to be looking for them. And so this sailing is round trip out of Vancouver, and they've got sea days, but then they're going to go to Kodiak, Alaska, Anchorage, Valdez, Alaska. They're going to cruise Glacier Bay, go to Skagway, Sitka, Ketchikan, Prince Rupert, and then have a sea day and end up back in Vancouver. So it still sounds like it's a really good itinerary. I don't know what they've changed, because I could only access what this is. I just pulled right off of the Holland America website now, so I don't know what the changes have been, but I hope you're able to go. If anybody doesn't have anyone fun to go to Alaska with this year, we've got our Holland America group cruise going on May 27th, and there's not a huge group of us. There's just, I think we're a nice size. There's not very many at all, because so many people have decided not to go, because we had an itinerary change as well. They took Glacier Bay and Icy Strait Point off of our itinerary and put Hubbard Glacier. But I just wanted to let you all know about this update also on the New Amsterdam. So it's really interesting to me that cruise lines, even though they put the itineraries out, they have to make so many changes as you approach that. And we're going to talk about that another day. But tell me why you think they make so many changes. I know that sometimes it is because, like with the Azopod, you can't predict that. But let me know what you think, and we'll talk about it some more. And tomorrow we are going to talk about celebrity. Today I just did not have enough time to get all of the information that I wanted to have to do it justice, and so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. If you're on a cruise ship or recently off, I would love to hear from you about how everything went on your cruise or is going on your cruise. I know all of us like to keep up to date on that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, will you please subscribe? We really do need you here with us. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.